So, hey there, I'm Penguin. Welcome back to the second episode of my Robin Hood Survival Mode playthrough. Now, I'll just be frank, I've just spent 3/4 of an hour filming an episode, but frankly, it wasn't very interesting. What it consisted of is me going to recruit Noriath in Whiterun because I think him as a hunter would be very good as part of my band of merry men. So to speak to you guys on hunt to bring me back meats and pelts and to help me with my business of freeing Markarth. I'm at the camp that I arrived at the end of last episode. It's not an official place on the map, but that's man, I dropped my HQ marker there. So basically, my role in Markarth for the next few episodes, I set myself the difficult goal of taking down the basically knocking the Silverbloods down a peg. So the way I see it, their power over Markarth is both financial, the corruption they wield, the relationship that they have with the Forsworn, and also the mines, and the heavy hand with which they lord over their mine workers. So this is what I'm going to be dealing with in the next few episodes. So just to remind us of what we're up against, let's go and have a little look at the mines below us. I did of course record a full episode just now, but it wasn't quite what we were after in terms of this mini-series, so I decided to discount it.
Markarth smelter. Worker gets out of line, I get him back in line.
The heavy hand, the enforcer of the Silverbloods.
These workers, always complaining, always excuses. What? No. Thonar Silverblood owns it. He owns everything in Markarth. But he hands all the paperwork over to Nepos the Nose to finish.
Nepos
that old
the
man's
Nose.
back is heavy with burden.
Nepos the Nose, Thonar Silverbloods. That's interesting.
They don't like us talking to people when we work. Mullish, big orc fella. Can't miss him.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, then.
Can't talk. Mullish will be... He's a damn tyrant, always being goaded by the Silverbloods to get more work out of us.
Just what we
They
know.
pay us next to nothing.
Well, just
we
what
get
we
beaten
thought.
if we make a mistake. And where are our kind Nord rulers? What are they doing? You're gonna try to talk sense into that orc? I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I can do about this guy. So essentially what the situation is here, the mine workers are
I
essentially
spilled
being
just a
bled
bit
dry
of metal and
by the
Mullish
Silverblood
takes it out of
family
my hide.
in order for profit. And this man is essentially the
If
the
a
long
man
arm
has
of
time
the
to
Silverblood
complain,
family.
He has time to work.
So what we're going to do is we're going to deal with the problem root and branch. First of all, deal with the big guy. Then we're going to deal with the more systemic problems which we find in Markarth.
These workers. Oh, what? Are you telling me how to treat my workers?
Yes, I
Do
am.
you have any idea how much metal the Silverblood family wants us to smelt?
I don't have enough money. I'm going to try and persuade him.
I'm in charge of the smelter, not you. So why don't you lay off?
I thought that wouldn't work.
Wait, you win. I'll ease off on the beating.
Oh,
Just
goodness.
leave me alone.
That worked. I expected I was going to have to, like, fight him, like, with my fists, or if worse came to the worst, kill him. I didn't expect him to back down so easily.
Fight well.
So, that worked. Better than I was expecting. So, of course, when we came into Markarth, we picked up Eltrus's note. Part of me wonders if
Wait,
that's a...
I
No, you don't know me. So that's what we've got to avoid, is them actually recognising me.
Better get going.
Don't try to haggle with me. Buy or leave.
Dare I ask where all this meat comes from?
Ah, now that is a good question. Where does Cidhna get the finest, freshest meat from all over the Reach? The answer is simple. Orcs. There is a stronghold nearby whose hunters can butcher a deer in seconds. Now, having an orc for a wife would be something. Yes. Strong and bulky. Too bad they don't let people go beyond the walls. Let me show you where they are. Maybe they welcome you. Maybe they put an arrow in your face. Who knows?
This guy's really interesting. I like him. I was to meet Eltris or not.
I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do.
What are you talking about?
You want answers? So do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess. This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please, you find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Wayland and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me. Let me know as soon as you found anything.
This is essentially the beating heart of the issue. The fact how the guards and the authorities are so unwilling to do anything about the Forsworn. And as far as we know, the Silverblood family that controls everything about Markarth might well be behind this unwillingness to deal with the problem.
What are you doing? Do nothing. Just drink.
I'm sorry. I'm still a bit dizzy from everything. No. I was just buying jewelry for my sister in Cyrodiil.
Okay.
I've never even seen that man before.
So she's an Imperial, she is not one of the Nords, who the Forsworn would think are taking over the Reach. So it seems like she was just a random victim. What's she doing in
Visiting?
Markarth?
I had some business here. That's all.
It's rotten because the wood is cheap and it's soaked with ale. Now we'll have to replace all the furniture before bugs set in.
Or else what? You'll kill me? I already had to face that today. Was it that obvious? Damn.
Oh, that way.
Losing my touch. I'm one of General Tullius's agents. I was sent to investigate the Treasury House and the Silverblood family. They own Cidhna Mine, one of the toughest jails in Skyrim. I was hoping I could buy or steal the deed, but I don't think that's how things work here. Mark my words. Thonar Silverblood was behind that attack in the market. Somehow.
That does not surprise me. So the plot thickens. See, I can't remember this aspect from when I last played this questline. That's absolutely fascinating. So this is deeper than I even thought to begin with. This is basically a matter of espionage. She's come in to investigate the corruption, and their connections, the Silverblood connections with the Forsworn, are strong enough so that they can order a Forsworn agent to attack Margaret, who is an agent of Cyrodiil. The implications of that are very disturbing. That only really strengthens my resolve at this point to deal with the issue at hand.
You. I've seen you snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here.
No one tells me what to do, not anymore.
We'll see. This is your last warning, outsider. We keep the peace here. Stay out of our business.
Sorry to be so cautious, but that is my last topic. What is my quest, just to make sure? Read Thanos General. You know, I'm gonna get out of here. and he did not suspect a thing, and nor did anyone
I'm
else.
married to Thonar Silverblood. Keep that in mind while you're speaking to me.
Oh, you're one stuck-up lady, aren't you?
My
See.
husband Thonar handles all our family's business. He's an important man.
Imagine if I could get her to join the guild. What's he like?
He's the real head of this family. He may not be the eldest, but all the work that keeps us respected is handled by my Thonar. Yes, I was bored talking to you anyway.
I'm sorry. We're only interested in helping our patrons.
So what do you know about the Silverbloods?
It's an old family, very well respected throughout the Reach. The Silverbloods run nearly all the lands in this hold, as well as the local inn. And of course they own Cidhna Mine, the finest prison and source of silver in Skyrim.
Their reach truly knows no bounds.
For one, the landowners of the Reach. It goes without saying that they rely heavily on us for our silver and support. All the miners, farmers, and laborers in the Reach get their daily wages through us. Nepos the Nose handles that part of our business. He has a way with the workers.
And that's why I can't just come in and rob the treasury house, because that's basically me directly stealing the wages of the miners. I need to deal with it more at the level at which they're being exploited rather than their source of income. Let me read Thonar's journal. Madanok is becoming unruly. You'd think that 20 years in prison would calm a beast like him down a bit. Maybe I should have let the Jarl execute him after the uprising after all. Still, he's been invaluable in getting rid of several problems over the years. Maybe I'm overreacting. No one knows about our little arrangement, not even the Forsworn. I wonder how they would react knowing their king in ranks was one of my most important assets. So this is just proof of the Silverblood family colluding with the king of the Forsworn. This little shadow rebellion of his better not start to include me though. If I found out he's even thinking about double-crossing me, I'll make sure he dies inside Cidhna Mine, like the animal he is. So, I'm after something down there apparently. Oh. So what's in here? So Wailing was wearing the clothes of a mine worker.
The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want?
Did you know Wailing?
Oh yes. I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now. Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here. Trust is hard to come by here. But all right.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
It's where you go when you can't afford a room anywhere else. About the time they opened the mines, someone got the idea to throw beds in here. Laborers, the sick, the lame, we're all here. That's right. Welcome to Markarth, traveler. Thank the divines you can choose to live somewhere else.
This is the squalid underbelly of Markarth that truly shows.
Don't know anyone here who doesn't have rattles or ataxia.
That truly shows what we're dealing with. This is the rather horrific business end of what's going on in Markarth. So we're looking for evidence of some kind. Read Waylon's note. Okay. Waylon, you've been chosen to strike fear into the heart of the Nords. Go to the market tomorrow, you will know what to do, N. N must stand for Nepos the Nose. That's the person who the lady in the treasury house, I can't recall her name, who she was talking about.
You want something from me?
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson.
I don't listen to threats.
You'll listen to this. Come on, let's see what you're made of.
I'm gonna quick save just in case I punch someone by accident and... Okay. I'm dodging a bit with them now. Just trying to dodge the big ones like that. Now let's just finish him.
Piece of pit bait. I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders.
Nepos the Nose, eh?
Klepper, you idiot! Can't you do anything right?
What? What did I do this time? I was just standing
Please don't just have domestic argument in my
You were
room.
just standing there when you were supposed to be serving drinks to our customers. Shouldn't you be helping me then, wife of mine? Sharing my problems? Being my better half? I am your better half, and your better half is telling you to stop being an idiot and serve the customers their drinks!
Yeah, not right in my room that I've just paid for, thank you. Let's go and pay a visit to our old chum Nepos. Hello Nepos, my old chum. Seems that you have a lot to answer for.
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want? Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me out. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. Sending the young to their deaths. All in the name of the Force. And I'm tired. So tired.
Why?
Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question.
So he's a genuine, die-hard Forsworn then, dying at will, so to speak. Why are you telling me all of this? He doesn't expect me to survive.
My dear boy, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive? You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last.
I'll survive, don't you worry.
Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the Elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others.
Who is this Madanach?
He is the king in rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city,
directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Cidhna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony is quite thick.
This is a delicious conspiracy. I'm guessing he's called Nepos the Nose because of that rather impressive protrusion from the front of his face. I'm not going to ask him to join the guild.
Nope.
But now, I'm afraid his 20-year run of causing sedition is over. Nepos goes down first. One down, 3 to go. Oh, this is not going to be easy. I'm going to need potions. And I'm going to get there. Oh goodness gracious, there's a lot of them. One more down. Ooh, more potions it is. These guys are not making my life easier to do. I'm going to save him till last. She's down now, just one left. So you thought you could get away with this? You get away with this no longer.
But you just had to go and cause trouble. Now you have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work.
Of course.
We have nice arrangement in this city, and we're not letting you get in the way. You have a problem with that? Take it up with Cidhna. I'm sure the king in rags and his Forsworn would love to meet you. Now you're coming with us. It's a life sentence in Cidhna Mine for you.
So, as much as the life sentence seems daunting, it seems like the only way to get to the true heart of this conspiracy and finally meet this king in rags.
You'll never see the sun again. You hear me? No one escapes Cidhna Mine. No one.
All right, prisoner. Eyes front. You're in Cidhna Mine now, and we expect you to earn your keep. There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it? Don't get smart with me. I'm in charge. You keep it up, I'll have your toes cut off. All right, open her up. Now you, get down there.
So, trapped inside the mine with very little prospect of escape, finally having got to the heart of one of the biggest conspiracies in Markarth, this is where I leave you with this episode. I hope you enjoyed, thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the large gap between the last one and this one. I'm going to hopefully have a much shorter gap between this and the next episode. But anyway, hope you have a good rest of your week, and thank you very much for watching.